Hello, my name is Peter Smith. I'm the Vice President of Zscaler Secure Workload Communications. Today we're going to talk about microsegmentation, and specifically the distinction between the traditional approach using firewalls versus identity-based segmentation with Zscaler workload segmentation. The traditional model for security relies on large perimeters, say around a data center, where you've got a lot of devices on the inside. But when the attacker breaches that perimeter, they're able to move laterally between the devices by taking advantage of learned credentials or vulnerabilities for which there are known exploits. The idea of microsegmentation is that we shrink the perimeter around each individual business application to isolate it from the environment and only allow required connectivity to satisfy necessary dependencies. By revoking all of that east-west attack surface, the attacker has no ability to move between devices. Traditional microsegmentation with firewalls is very complicated. You need to inventory all of the assets in the environment and collect ample information about how those entities interact, so you can analyze the data to understand the boundary of each individual business application. Now that you have that information, you can provision segments into your network and migrate devices into those segments, but you still need to identify all of the required dependencies between each individual segment. Now that you've got those policies defined, you're going to provision the control, you're going to evaluate the impact of those policies on production workloads, and then you have to update those policies on an ongoing basis as your environment changes. Now here's the rub. You invest months of your time achieving this outcome, and yet the attacker can still move laterally in your environment. Why? Because fundamentally, the firewall does not understand what software is communicating over those allowed policies. It knows an address is allowed to talk to an address and port, but it has no